Welcome back. Still on the second English vowel E, the short E sound, we're treating the next spelling form I as a spelling form. You see, the words in English that has letter I in them has the E sound here. Example search words are 1. We have our critic. Critic. Now, critic is transcribed just as it is pronounced. Remember, whatever is pronounced should be transcribed, and whatever is not pronounced should not be transcribed. So let's transcribe critic together. Our critic is transcribed as critic. Critic. Remember, I have said there is no C in the 24 consonants. So whenever I have C that is produced as I have K, and whenever my C is produced as I have S. Do not forget that. Next up we have creeps. Creeps. Now my creeps is transcribed as creeps. Okay, so this is our creeps. Next up we have cripple. Cripple. Now let's transcribe cripple together. We have our cripple. Cripple. Now you may be wondering why there is no double P or an E. Remember the rule, whatever is not pronounced cannot be transcribed, and you cannot have double sound. Yes, so how about cre and then pull? Our P will only appear once and not twice. Okay, next up quickly we have filter. Filter. Now let's transcribe our filter together. We have our filter to be filter. Now your R is optional. Now we have the E sound here. Next up quickly, we have our picture. Picture. Now picture is transcribed just as it is pronounced. Picture is transcribed as picture. Picture. Picture having our E sound here. Quickly we have our pic. Now from the idea of picture, let's transcribe pic together. For our pic we have peak. Next up we have pillar. Pillar. Now our pillar is transcribed as pillar. Pillar. Okay, our E sound then. Next example we have duplicate. Duplicate. Now our duplicate is transcribed as duplicate. Duplicate. We have our E sound here. Now do not be confused. This is a diphthong A. The A sound. Okay. Next example we have crucify. Crucify. Now our crucify is transcribed as these. C-N-5. Crucify. We have our E sound here, and this is a diphthong called I. The I sound. Next example, we have our deposit. Deposit, not deposit. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Be very careful of the IPA you are using to transcribe. Some IPA will give you deposit, while British will give you deposit. So let's transcribe it in the two ways it is transcribed in different IPAs, okay? So our deposit is transcribed as just as it is pronounced. Deposit. Deposit, having our E sound here and our E sound here, while another IPA will transcribe these. Deposit. Okay? Quickly, the next example we have our descriptive. Descriptive. Now, just as it is pronounced, let's transcribe our descriptive together. It will do you good if you are transcribing alongside, because constant practice brings about perfection. Use this, apply this in your everyday life, and make sure you adapt it to it, and use this word the way it is pronounced correctly, so that on your exams there you won't be confused or mixed it up. So our descriptive to be descriptive, having a triple E sound. Now our E sound here, our E sound here, and our E sound here. Next example, we have our politics. Politics. Now our politics is transcribed as politics. Politics. politics, having our E sound here, no E sound here, and having this as the little sound, Okay, next we have middle. Now our middle is transcribed as middle. Do not forget that we cannot have double sounds, just one, and whatever is not pronounced cannot be transcribed here. So our next example we have a nudist transcribed as this, just as it is pronounced. Or nudist, having our E sound here. Next example we have physics. Now our physics is transcribed as physics, having our E here, not E here. If you're wondering why we're having F instead of PH, now the combination of PH produces a sound, and we're wondering why we have our Z. Now when I pronounce the word physics, I'm not saying physics. Now my S, this S, give us the sound physics. Okay, next example we have a nourish. Now our nourish is spelled out, transcribed as nourish. Now this is our E sound, nourish. Next up quickly we have sluggish. Now just as it is pronounced, it is transcribed as sluggish, having our E sound here. Next up quickly we have our piggery. Now our piggery is transcribed as this, piggery, having our E here, now our E here, a double E sound. Next example we have our chicken. Now our chicken is transcribed as chicken. Okay, now some IPA will give you these, chicken. Now your sound is actually optional. Okay, next up quickly we have the next spelling form to be UI. Now you see the words in English that have UI or U and have what, the E sound. Wow. Now example of such words are, one, we have our kit. Now this is as the word kit. Now we have our kit to be transcribed as kit. Do not forget, transcriptions give us verified answers. So you should learn how to transcribe. And how do I transcribe? I transcribe according to my pronunciation. Okay? Next we have our quick. Now our quick is transcribed as this, quick. If you're wondering why I'm having K when you are seeing Q, it's because I have earlier said there is no Q in the 24 consonants. Yes, whenever I see Q, I am expected to use what? K and not Q. Okay, so I'm not quick to be that. Next up we have build. Now my build is transcribed as build, having my E sound here. Next example we have our guilt. Now using the knowledge of build, let's transcribe guilt together. Now our guilt is transcribed as guilt. So easy, right? Next up we have our minute. Now you should be careful. Now we have minute to be minute and also minute. But the word given here is what? Minutes. Now in transcribing minute, what do I hear? My minute is transcribed as it. Minute. How did my E sound here? Minute. And if it were to be minute, my minute is transcribed as this. Minute. Okay. Next example quickly we have our busy. Now our busy is transcribed as busy, having a double E sound. Busy. Next have our biscuit. Now our biscuit is transcribed as this, biscuit, having what? E here and E here too. Next up quickly we have our build. build. Now using the idea you have from your build and guild, let's transcribe build together. Now our build is transcribed as build. Build. So easy. Next up, we have the next spelling form as Y. We have Y as the next spelling form. Now you see the words in English that has letter Y in them and have the E sound. Yes. Examples such as one. We have a crispy. Crispy. Now a crispy is transcribed as this, just as a crisp. We have a crispy to be P. Crispy, having our E sound here. Next, we have therapy. Therapy. Now note, most words that ends with Y, as have been stated in our rule, have what the E sound. Now our therapy is transcribed as this. Therapy. Okay, next up we have our husky. Husky. Now husky is transcribed as husky. Okay, next example we have our lorry. Lorry. Now using the idea we have on our R sound, let's transcribe lorry together. Now we have our lorry to be lorry. 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 Okay, next example we have our pretty. 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 Now let's transcribe pretty together, taking note of the rule that says pronounce as transcribed, transcribe as pronounced. Let's transcribe pretty together. Now it's transcribed as pretty. Pretty. Having our E sound here and our E sound here. Next example quickly, we have our family. Family. Now our family is transcribed as family. Family, having the E sound and our E sound here. Next up we have a flimsy. Flimsy. Remember, your letters do not matter when transcribing. What matters is what they sound. That's why we say oral English to be spoken English. Okay, now our flimsy, just as it is pronounced, is transcribed as flimsy. Flimsy, flimsy, excuses, flimsy, flimsy. Okay, next up we have our ability. Ability. Now our ability is transcribed as this. Ability. Ability, having a triple E sound here, here, and here. And this brings us to the end of this lesson. I hope you were following and you have gained from this part. Now see you where we're treating our past questions together. See you there.